What happens when Docker builds an image from a Dockerfile? Imagine you're creating a custom recipe for a cake. You gather ingredients, follow steps, and end up with a finished product. Building a Docker image from a Dockerfile is quite similar. It's a process that transforms a set of instructions into a ready-to-use package for your application. First, Docker reads the Dockerfile line by line. Each line is an instruction that tells Docker what to do next. These instructions include commands like from, which sets the starting point or base image, and run, which executes commands inside the image, such as installing software. Other instructions like copy move files into the image, and workdir sets the current directory for subsequent steps. The process begins with the from instruction. This specifies a base image, which could be a minimal Linux system or a pre-built environment like a language runtime. Think of it as choosing the foundation for your building. Once the base is set, Docker performs each instruction in order, executing commands, copying files, and configuring the environment as specified. Every instruction creates a new layer in the image. These layers are stacked on top of each other, forming the complete image. Layers are like pages in a layered cake. They allow Docker to reuse parts of images from previous builds, which speeds things up. If nothing changes in a layer, Docker can use its cached version instead of rebuilding it. This caching makes the build process faster and more efficient, especially when working on updates or multiple projects. Once all instructions are processed, Docker combines all the layers into a single image. This image contains everything needed to run your application, including the operating system, dependencies, and your code. You can then tag this image with a name and version, like myapp, latest, which helps you identify and manage different versions easily. After building, you can run this image as a container. Containers are lightweight, isolated environments that run your application exactly as specified. This process is essential for deployment and scalability because it ensures your backend services, APIs, and databases run consistently across different environments. Using Docker images built from Dockerfiles simplifies backend development. It allows you to package everything your application needs into a portable unit. You can automate builds in continuous integration and continuous deployment pipelines, making updates quick and reliable. Understanding how Docker builds images helps you optimize your Dockerfiles for smaller sizes and faster builds, which is key for efficient deployment and scaling. In essence, when Docker builds an image from a Dockerfile, it reads instructions, executes them step by step, creates layered snapshots, caches previous steps for speed, and finally produces a complete, ready-to-run image. This process makes deploying backend applications more predictable, scalable, and straightforward.